Glad to have you back. Well, my colleague Yusuf Akogu is standing by with his interview. He spoke to the Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Muda Yusuf. Enjoy the conversation.
Thank you, Tolu. On Business Week interview segment today, we are reviewing the CBN 5-year policy document released last week by the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele. And have with me on the program today, the DG Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Muda Yusuf. Thank you for joining us on Business Week today. So let's look at the CBN Road Map. A lot of issues were raised in that document released by Godwin Emefiele. Some of the issues were the exchange rate stability, a robust payment system, improved access to credit. What do you make of that document?
I think it's a good document, and it's also a document that has been structured to build on the achievements of the CBN in the last 5 years. And as the CBN governor said, the focus is on economic growth and development, job creation, economic inclusion, poverty reduction, and economic diversification. I think that is the core message in that document. And the whole idea is to see how the monetary policy instruments and apparatus will be brought to bear on the achievement of these development objectives. So the document is a bit heavy on the development side, even more than the monetary side. But by and large, I think it's a very good document. What is important is to see the kind of framework, that will be put in place to ensure that all the objectives that have been stated in the documents are achieved.
We've seen different documents like this. But what do you think will make this one different? Most of the issues we normally have is implementation. What do you think will make this one different?
Well, what will make it different is the commitment to ensure that the objectives are achieved. And another very critical factor is the extent of collaboration that will happen between the monetary authorities and the fiscal authorities. Because most of the objectives are development in nature. It's about job creation, it's about economic diversification and all of that. And what we have seen in the last 5 years is that, yes, the monetary authorities mean well, but it is not enough, to throw money at some of these things. Monetary policy alone is not sufficient to achieve the desired outcome in the achievement of the objectives. So that is a major gap, which I feel that in the next 5 years, the CBN and the government will watch out for, to see that beyond the rhetoric of collaboration, there is a very effective framework of collaboration between the fiscal authorities and the monetary authorities. Because there are some critical elements in the document that can only be achieved by the fiscal authorities.
The issue of recapitalization of banks were also raised in that document. Do you think this is going to be like what Soludo did in 2006?
Well, I don't think so. First, I think there's enough timeline this time around for the recapitalization. And of course, the details of the recapitalization agenda was not revealed in that document. But there was a statement of intent that there will be recapitalization. And the value that the recapitalization brings to the banking system is in the stability of the banking system, it's in the capacity of the banking system to fund big ticket projects, because you can only give what you have. And it's the level of the capitalization that will determine the size and the value of projects that a bank can fund. If you take the oil and gas sector, for instance, there's a limit to which our banking system can fund projects in that sector because of the capitalization limitations that they have. So I think it is this time around it will be a bit gradual, and the shock on the system, I'm not sure will be as much as what we had the last time we had the capitalization, particularly under Soludo. And these things are very important so that we don't embark on a program that will create more problems than it will solve.
Some concerns were also raised in that document. Some of the concerns were the fragile GDP growth, recovery from recession not really impacting on economic growth, the US-China trade war as well were part of the issues raised in that document. Do you think these issues are enough to keep Nigeria economy from making the needed progress?
No, of course, the consciousness of this challenge, I think, should put us on our toes. And that is why the government, through its economic recovery and growth plan, through the ease of doing business agenda, have been trying to do a lot. Even the central bank too, a lot to ensure that the economy is much more diversified. Because the biggest risk we face with this economy is the high dependence on the oil and gas sector. We are almost over 80% dependent on that sector for our foreign exchange earnings. We are about 50% dependent for our revenue. That is not good because if there's any shock, in the oil and gas sector space, that could portend very serious challenges for the economy. So I think what is important is to ensure that we sustain the momentum of recovery. Don't forget, we are coming from a recession in 2016. We are now on a positive trajectory or territory of positive GDP growth. And if we get our policies right, if we get our institutions right, if the regulatory environment is much better than what it is, if we get our priorities right, if you reduce the level of uncertainty, if you undertake the right kind of reforms, we can easily put the economy back on a faster growth trajectory than what we have.
Thank you, DG, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for your time on Business Week today. And with that, it's a wrap on Business Week interview segment today. It's back to you, Tolu, for the rest of the program.